Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. How's it going, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And, well, it's been a while since I've done one of these. That's right, today we're going to be looking at my latest manga haul. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. It has been a minute since I've done a manga haul. I've done overviews of new manga, and of course box sets and deluxe editions, but it's been a while since I've shown off my manga haul. And this is the stuff that I've been hauling not for the last month, but for the last 6 months. As a matter of fact, some of the stuff I ended up getting at the end of 2023. But I haven't done an overview, or I'm sorry, a haul video on manga in a long time. So let's do a little catch up. But before I go any further, please don't forget to smash that like button. That's right, I have a graphic and everything down here, but I'm still old school. Smash that like button. It goes a long way for us here on the channel. Very small thing you can do, but it means the world to us. Now, let's go ahead and start. Let's start with, oh, yes, the classic right there. What other way to kick off a manga haul than with the god of manga, Osamu Tezuka. This is the 100 Tales, and it's an adaptation of the Faust legend as a samurai period piece. Ablaze Manga is putting this together. It's not the only Ablaze book I picked up, and they're also doing more Osamu Tezuka stuff coming out, as a matter of fact, in June of 2024 and later on this year. And of course, Osamu Tezuka is one of my favorite mangaka, and whenever people ask me who belongs on the Mount Rushmore of comic creators, he definitely deserves a spot. Maybe I should do an episode on just like, okay, if the Mount Rushmore was international and it had like 10 slots, that would be actually kind of challenging still. Maybe it should be a panel video with other people. But this is a really short book compared to some of the other ones that have been published from Vertigo or Viz, but this is 212 pages. A little bit about the translations there, and that's from Ablaze Manga. Ablaze also published The Breaker right here. This is volume 2. This is a bigger edition, but the main reason I go into some of these books is purely because of the artwork. I'll look at a cover. I don't even have to read what the synopsis is. As a matter of fact, I didn't even buy volume 1 of this. I need to go and get that because now I have Breaker volume 2. And I love this type of art style. Very dynamic. And also has that balance of cute to it. But Ablaze is also publishing these. Ablaze is really coming through with a lot of books in the last couple of years. As far as manga and then just all kinds of different properties that they have. Catching up on my Marmalade Boy. I got the collector's editions volumes 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, this is the story of Mickey and how, well, she used to be a normal high school girl until her parents met another couple in Hawaii, and they decide to swap partners. So now her life has been turned upside down because she doesn't want to choose who she wants to move in with, which parent. Well, as it turns out, she doesn't have to worry about choosing a parent because they're all going to live inside of a big house together. Oh, those crazy late 80s. No, I think this is actually early 90s hijinks. And yes, one of the couple, or the other couple, has a son there. Anyway, this is Marmalade Boy. The color pages are intact here, and it is done in the traditional right-to-left format. It's been available in America before through Tokyo Pop, but this is the first time that 7 Seas is bringing it over in this collector's edition. It's not a hardcover format. It's a softcover format, and all 5 volumes are finally out. So, long out of print Tokyo Pop volumes. Don't need to worry about those. Now this is coming out in a bigger format. Speaking of bigger format, I upgraded my Cat-Eyed Boy from the 2 soft covers to the hardcover. This is not the only Kazuo Mes manga that you're going to see here. As a matter of fact, I just picked up another one that came out last month, and I've been really, really excited about it since I heard about it last year. But this is Cat-Eye Boy, little demon that doesn't really feel at home in the demon world, nor in the human world, and he takes shelter inside of people's homes. And of course, there's always issues with that. This has been available a couple of times. The last time it was available in a trade format. It looked really nice, honestly. It was Chip Kidd that actually did the designs of those soft covers because they had like the French flaps. But both volumes complete the series of Cat-Eyed Boy. These bring back memories. This is the collector's edition of Pokemon Adventures Volume 9. And I just remember doing overviews with my youngest, Adjectiveless Alicia, and her teaching me all the different Pokemon. I kind of miss doing those. Maybe we should start doing those again. You know, family reviews. My kids are just doing their own thing nowadays and hanging out with friends and school. But man, do I miss doing reviews with them. Anyway, Pokemon and Adventures Volume 9. It is still Satoshi Yamamoto doing the artwork, and I always was a fan of Satoshi Yamamoto. The paper stock in this is pretty thin, though, compared to other manga. It is a little bit oversized, but you can tell, like, there's a lot of bleed-through coming from the opposite side in this particular volume. There is a total of 10. I don't think there's going to be more. Maybe they'll surprise me. And maybe they'll reprint these in a deluxe hardcover edition because, hey, anything's possible. Got Vagabond coming out in deluxe edition. Now, let's look at some more hardcovers. These are part of the Viz signature line right here. Love the weathered down look to these, like they've been checked out from the library. This is hashtag Dracula, based on, of course, Dracula by Bram Stoker. But it is Shinichi Sakamoto doing the artwork and adaptation here. You have some color pages, but most of it, of course, being in black and white with absolutely stunning and beautiful artwork. And again, it's an adaptation starting on the boat with the vampire and then moving over to England. And who exactly is this Dracula and what are his powers? What can he transform into? It is stunning, like some of the detail in the faces and then the background and the dresses. Oh, I find it absolutely beautiful. I went into these completely blind just based on the covers alone, but man, they're gorgeous. Just absolutely. Sakamoto's artwork is freaking amazing and eerie. I don't think there's a third one solicited yet, and these are definitely rated mature. I can't remember if I talked about this one the last time, but Spriggan, or as I called it many years ago, Striker, when it came out from, actually Viz Comics brought it out to America. We had the first couple of volumes, but now it is coming out from the folks at Seven Seas, and it's a Netflix anime. That is a sticker, by the way, so you can pull it off, and we do have some color pages. Man, I remember this stuff when it was coming out. We actually had the Spriggan movie come out too. That was a solid movie, but this is what the artwork looks like. Secret agent, a young super spy, if you will. And this is a big book, and this is a deluxe edition, but it feels more like a Dark Horse omnibus with the color pages intact. Noah's Ark story. I think that's what the movie's based on, if I'm not mistaken. And definitely has that late 80s, early 90s manga art style to it that, you know, Viz was bringing over at the time. Before them, Eclipse was bringing over at the time. This is a lot of pages, over 640 pages. Hiroshi Takashige and Ryoji Minagawa are the creators behind this. I think there's a couple more volumes, so I need to pick those up. Junji Ito, The Solving Classroom, is now available in a little hardcover format. And I say little because I'm so used to these Viz signature editions right here. And this is Tombs. For some reason, I was missing this one. I didn't pick it up. Junji Ito seems like he's just pumping out manga left and right. And not just stuff that's been sitting in Japan for a while, but stuff that keeps coming out every year. Man is a creative machine, my gosh. And this is published by the folks at Kodansha. It has been available in a tankobon before, but now it is available as a hardcover with the art on board. So speaking of Kodansha, also picked up the Fire Force Omnibus Volume 5 and 8. This is the same gentleman that gave us Soul Eater, Atsushi Okubo, and this is his Fire Force. These have come out already in the tankobon size, but this is the Omnibus edition. I actually expected the paper quality of these to be kind of like the Viz 3-in-1s, with really thin paper stock. I mean, the paper stock isn't the greatest, but also these aren't the most expensive, too. Like, each one of these volumes is $19.99, and you have so many freaking pages in these. Oh, I picked up Sayuki and Chobits. It is funny, or interesting at least, what they decide to bring out in a hardcover format and what they decide to bring out in a softcover format. And now I need to get volumes 6 and 7 of Fire Force. But these are some huge books right here. You have character profiles in the back, and then Beyond the Clouds looks absolutely freaking stunning. I don't know if anybody's reading it or not. Just the cover alone looks beautiful. And Tsubasa, oh, I forgot. Wait, this is the new Tsubasa, the World Chronicle. Okay. Guess I need I don't know, I wish those would come out in a hardcover format, because I already have them, or a box set would be nice. Witch Hat Atelier. So we have volumes 1, 2, 3, and they're still coming out with more. 4, 5, and 6 right here. And this is all by Kahome Shirahama. And I adore this art style in here. The facial expressions, the composition, and honestly, just the land, the world that this particular series brings. I've only read the first 3. So I've read 2 and where's 3? This one here. Yeah. These are the books that I've read. I haven't read the rest, and I do believe there are more that are out. And I'm sure there's going to be probably a box set when it's all said and done. This is all part of the Kodansha line, and I know that's driving some people crazy. But I'll put them back in order when I put them on the shelf. Yakuza Lover by Nozomi Mino. And this one is rated mature, so I gotta be careful flipping through here. And it's all about this young lady that gets attacked at a party. And who is there to protect her? None other than the Yakuza. And that's all I know about this. I think this one came out a couple of years ago, and this one is printed by Viz, but it's part of their shoujo beat. Continuing my Tetsuo Hara Fist of the North Star. I love that the horse is getting a cover. Fist of the North Star. Volumes 11 and 12. This is all part of the Viz Signature series. And each one of these hardcovers is based on the Japanese hardcover. They have gone up in price a little bit. These were $19.99, and it looks like they've gone up to $25. But this has also gone up from, I think it was $9.99 to $12.99. And the color pages are intact. And then we get the black and white. And Kenshiro, the Fist of the North Star, still traveling this post-apocalyptic world, looking to right wrong and finding always some kind of trouble. You know, what's really interesting is that there have been spin-offs of the series, there's been prequels of the series, and Viz has never brought these or those over here to America. They've just brought over Fist of the North Star. I think it was First Comics or Comics 1 that brought some of the stuff over here. Then you have these color tones from time to time. Violent as hell, but that's what you come to expect from Fist of the North Star. Some pages are in glossy paper stock, and then most of this is in matte paper, though. I think there's a total of 18, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, could be 16. Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko. Volumes 2, 3, and 4 of the deluxe edition. This is my escape. I've got volume 1 by my nightstand, and to me, this just reads like a slice of life, but like a futuristic slice of life, if you will. I don't want to spoil much of what this book is about because I've just find so much joy in this. I got the first volume last year, and I didn't read it until it was March. It was my birthday of this year that I finally read it, and I'm like, oh, gotta buy volumes 3, 4, or 2 and 3 and 4, and I think 5 comes out fairly soon if it's not already out. Some of the color pages are in there, and this is the beautiful artwork that you're going to be seeing through here. To me, it reminds me a lot of like the Aria, or I guess it was known as Aqua, just in the way that it feels like a slice of life type of story. I may do an overview of it to kind of talk more about this particular series, because I've been enjoying it and I need to keep reading it. Alright, we got to keep moving because I have a lot to cover. This is A Girl on the Shore by Inio Asano. And of course, that is the Goodnight Poon Poon mangaka. And that's not the only book I picked up by Inio. I'll show you the other one here. And I'm a big fan of Inio's artwork and just how deep his stories get. I haven't read this one, though. This is published by Kodansha, and it is a hardcover. And this one came out earlier this year. There is the complete... Alright, let's try it. Dead, Demons, Dead, Destruction. There we go. Yeah, I tried. So this is all 12 volumes of this. I'm surprised they didn't do like a small box set, since this is all said and done. But 12 volumes of this, wrapping up this particular series. Also by Inio Asano. Let me just show you what some of the artwork looks like. This is all part of the signature line, meaning that it will contain all the color pages if it's found like that in the original Japanese. And again, I love Asano's artwork. I think it is absolutely beautiful. And I've seen some complaints. You know, people say that the faces look the same. A lot of them look similar. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, that's a flaw that to me gets a pass because I just find his art so just charming. Charming and adorable is the best way I can describe it. Even though the stories are a lot deeper than that. I don't want to downplay the type of stories that you're going to be seeing through here. Let's just flip a little bit more through this volume right here. And this one here is rated mature too. Mainly due to the tone of the story, if you will. But all 12 volumes are available now. Alright, let's keep going with this. We have Shaman King. Now, this is the... I think they're called Omnibus editions. But we have volumes... I'm sure I've got that out of order, of course. So Shaman King was originally released in Tankobon in America. And now they've been releasing them in these 3-in-1. So we have 16 all the way to volume 27. I do believe there's a few more. And I saw that Hunter x Hunter is coming out in these 3-in-1s. Do I wish they were hardcovers? Yeah, sure. Am I glad they're reprinting them, at least in some format? Absolutely. And there is a new Shaman King series. That's not available in this omnibus format. This is all by Hiroyuki Takei. I think I just need a couple more volumes to wrap up the series of Shaman King. I was a fan of the anime, so much so that I imported some of it back in the day. I don't think they've done... No, they did. They did do a new version of the anime. I think a few years back. I say a few years back, and it could have been 10 years ago. But this is what the art looks like. And these are the characters in the traditional right-to-left format. And I think it was Viz that actually had the rights to these for a while. And sound effects are translated within the panels. Like this. There are a couple of notes in the back. Not in every one of these volumes, but sometimes. Not in this one, of course. But that is Shaman King. In another series, printed in a bigger format right here by Square Enix, is Soul Eater. Here we have volumes 12 and 13. And these collect not 2 or 3 of the tankobon, but actually 1.5 of the tankobon. And it's still continuing. There was another series that's actually coming out in a hardcover edition too. My wife and I really enjoyed the anime. The first season we really enjoyed. Season 2, I don't think we enjoyed as much as Season 1. Color pages are intact there if they were available in the original edition. And this one is really interesting because the paper stock they use for this is like this thick, glossy paper throughout the whole book. Seems like it's a little bit thinner in this volume, though, than volume 12. But that's Soul Eaters 12 and 13. So for March, my buddy Josh Greathouse got me My Dress Up Darling. This is a book series that I've already talked about in my haul video. But it has mature content. I've not read it, but not only he swears by it, but a couple of my other viewers say that it's amazing. This is by Shinichi Fukuda, and it is published by the folks at Square Enix. And a lot of my viewers swear by it, even though it is mature content, and I'm not sure, much like the other books that are mature content, I gotta be careful as I'm flipping through here. So I promised him I would read it, and I will be. This is June. When this comes out, I'll be reading it. Should be in July now. Now, I'm a fan of art books, so I picked up Birthday Wonderland here. And it's just the art book. It's not been translated into English. It's all in Japanese. You have the character designs, but this one is printed in left to right format. And I believe this is the art of the animation right here. And that is beautiful. I don't even know if the Blu-ray made it to America. Maybe it did. I'm so out of touch with anime and what's come out here in Region 1. Do we still have regions? Anybody know? Like, I'm so out of the loop. But I do still keep up with art books. And some manga. But that is Birthday Wonderland. And it does have a dust jacket. It is a soft cover, but comes with a dust jacket. This is Nights from Minoru Murao, Digital Manga Publishing. Of course, later on got absorbed by Dark Horse. This has a dust jacket for such a little tankobon, and done in the traditional right-to-left format. And this is a volume 1. I do find it interesting that this is for young adults 16 plus. And manga fantasy action. This is a volume 1. Not sure how many of these there were after this particular volume, or if they all made it here. But let's look at what else they have from DMP. Oh man, the Vampire Hunter D manga. I don't know if did they ever finish it. I think they got to like volume 6 if I'm not mistaken. And Digital Manga Publishing. Or ones that brought Dark Horse over. Or Dark Horse, Berserk over. Next up is Parasite Volume 6. We're at the Y. We got 2 more volumes to go. I've done an overview of this. This is the color edition. And this time around it is Kodansha. Using the translations mostly from the Del Rey era. Not the mixing or Tokyo Pop era, if you will. And Lupin the Third right here. One of my viewers got me the first volume, but this is the Thickest Thieves volume, not the Greatest Hits, by Monkey Punch. I wish they would do a chronological release of this, because I'm a big fan of the Monkey Punch manga. Some of it was translated here in America, actually by Tokyo Pop, and some of it did not make it over here. I love this art style from this particular era. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Sergio Aragones or things like you would find in Mad Magazine. And perhaps, you know, Monkey Punch was inspired by that type of art style. But being a fan of the movies, and now this kind of gives me hope that they do release them in a hardcover format. That would be awesome. But this is all part of the classic collection. We had some Leiji Matsumoto manga released this way, but I hope they continue this kind of line. I think there's only 2, so please let me know if there's more on the way. Continuing my Dinosaur Sanctuary, because I love these books. 7 Seas is publishing this one, and yes, it is a lady that works at a dinosaur park. Need I say more? No. Why aren't you buying this? It's as ridiculous as it sounds, except it's a slice of life type of story. I expected it to be a lot gorier. This is the kind of stuff my buddy TikTok Tina's into. Creepy cat, cat barista, cat meow meow. But this is all done by Itaru Kinoshita. And there's a research consultant here, Shinichi Fujiwara. We have a new omnibus right here. This is A Sign of Affection. And this is another one that I bought on the blind. And I got it in last month, and I started actually reading it because I just opened it up and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. It's all about a girl who's deaf, and she ends up falling for this guy right here. That is all wrong for her, but it's the story of them belonging together. I never did finish reading it because I just got it in last month, but this collects volumes 1, 2, and 3. I'm not sure how many volumes this went on. Could be 30 volumes, and I'm in for 10 omnis because I do find the characters really charming. So maybe 10 omnis is what I'm in for? Who knows? My Name is Shingo, Volume 1. This is the other Kazuo Ume's book. This is part of the Viz signature line. I love this foil look to the book. The end sheet's right there. You do have the color pages in here. Translations are actually done. The actual text translations are done over the original sound effects. So you don't have to look in the back. And this is one of my most anticipated collected editions of 2024. And I just got it in the mail. So it's one that I'm going to take with me probably on my trip. Need to actually start packing for that. But this is My Name is Shingo. Volume 2 actually comes out, I think, in July, if I'm not mistaken. Black Lagoon. I love that Viz just randomly puts out reprints of some of my favorite manga that's been out of print for a while. Except for you, Bazara. Never you. Anyone else but you, it seems like. But this is one volume that I was missing. So I had to go and pick it up. As soon as I was alerted that it was back in print, Cheap Graphic Novels ordered me a copy of it. I don't know as of this video, because I think I got it back in December, if it's still in print. But that's the best thing to do. Like, if you do have a book you're looking for, just have Cheap Graphic Novels added to your watch list, and they'll let you know when it's back in print, or when they're able to order from either Diamond or Lunar or PRH. But that is Black Lagoon, the Viz Signature Edition, Volume 5. Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish. This is published by Yen Press, and it is a beautiful story about Tsuneo, who's this kid that wants to study abroad, but he needs some money. So he meets this young girl named Josie, and Josie is in a wheelchair. So he decides to take on the job of becoming her caretaker to get some extra money to take him to study abroad. And you guessed it, there's chemistry there. And the chemistry don't stop. And it's adorable. And sometimes I need a book like this after I've read something like V for Vendetta as a palate cleanser. It's a pretty story, it's a cute story, and it's emotional as hell. And it is all in one. It doesn't continue into another book. And beautiful artwork. I would love to see the entire book look like this with these watercolors. But the art style in here by Nao Emoto, wonderful. The story is by Seiko Tanabe. Here. And a little bit more of this particular artwork. Whenever I go out of town with the family, I frequent comic book stores. Sometimes Goodwill. Sometimes half-price books. Sometimes used bookstores, like local used bookstores. And I always have my list of missing manga. And yes, I am actually missing Ken Akamatsu's Negima. I'm missing a few more volumes after this. This is the same mangaka that gave us Love Hina. Now, I've got all the Love Hina, but this is Negima. This is really riding on the popularity of Harry Potter. And it's still a harem. Like, I guess, yeah, it's still consider a harem manga. But this is also back during the time where we weren't getting a lot of manga, and then Del Rey started printing their own stuff, and then, of course, eventually it was Kodansha that came in and said, you know what, we'll do our own publishing in America as well. But finally got volumes 18 through 21 of Negima. Oh yeah, more art books, this time around by Kaoru Mori. Now, if you know that name, good on you. That is the artist or the mangaka on Emma. And there's 2 volumes of this. And I call them art books, but they're more like scribbles. There's sketches in here. There's designs in here. Oh, here's all the Maid. Speaking of Emma, if you're a fan of this is the kind of stuff you're going to be seeing in here. So not so much an art book, like finished art like this with even inks, but lots of pencils and sketches and scribbles. This is the kind of stuff that I wish they would do more. There's layouts for the manga in here, and there's layouts for manga that hasn't come out here too. And there are 2 volumes of this. I think this was $19.99 if I'm not mistaken. Both of them come with a dust jacket. $18. Sorry, not $19.99. Man, they love the Maids. And again, more of the sketches that you're going to find in this book. There's only 2 of them. I hope they make more. That would be awesome. I actually want to see more of this type of collections coming out from different mangaka. This one came out last year, I believe. Both volumes 1 and 2. And these are both hardcovers. Tales of the Kingdom. This is by Azumiko Nakamura. This is published by Yen Press. And it does have a parental advisory warning, explicit content right here. $18 and rated mature. There's a lot of color pages at the beginning. This one is $18, just like the scribbles. Lots of color pages at the beginning, printed in this glossy paper stock. And then when you get to the black and white, actually some of the black and white is printed in the glossy paper stock, and then it moves over to the matte paper. Like all of this right now is glossy paper stock. Then we do eventually get the, I guess it's not really matte, it's more like newsprint type of paper stock that we see in a lot of tankobon. Art style is really stunning. Kind of reminds me a lot of the Clamp art style. And this is volume 1. Wrapping up The Girl from the Other Side is volume 4 of the deluxe edition from Seven Seas. In this beautiful faux leather book. Not going to flip too much through here in case people haven't read it. But hey, leaflet folks, unite. Rated Teen Plus. Leave that as a bookmark right there. And this wraps up the mysterious girl and who is this servant, this demon that's been living with her that won't let her out of the house. Who are all these other humans? What happened to her family? Everything is answered here in this book. Beautiful, beautiful manga. Finally coming to an end in a hardcover format. All right. Next up is the Don't Toy With Me Miss Nagatoro. Never know what to expect. But this is the box set from Kodansha right here. And the retail price of the box set is $77.95. Each one of these is $12.95. And there's 6 volumes in this box set. However, it comes with this acrylic limited edition stand. Sure. But this is what the book looks like. That doesn't really tell you what it's about. It's published by Vertical Comics, Kodansha, and just a little bit of the art in here. Doesn't say if it's... Doesn't say what it's rated. Interesting. The Vertical logo there, but the Kodansha logo there. That's interesting. So maybe Vertical released the original tankobons, and then Kodansha released the box set. And did I just see a... Nope, that's an eyeball. Okay, we're good. Thought I had to censor that. It doesn't give me the rating of these books. And I think there's 2 box sets. I think the second one is already out. I don't have it yet. But I go into some of these books, a lot of these series, completely blind. Not really... Like, I think some of my viewers see an anime and they're like, oh, that looks good. I got to get the original source material. Me, I'm just like, oh, that looks good. I'm going to get the manga. For some reason, I think I can read faster than I can watch. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. Let's look at the rest of the covers. 4, 5, and 6. Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro by Nanashi. Last but certainly not least is Trese. This is published by Ablaze. This is the box set of the first 6 volumes. I believe there's a total of 8. Now, before I even show you this, a big shout out to one of my wonderful viewers, Sherwin, who got me into the series to begin with. It is a Netflix show now. I haven't even seen that. But he's the one that got me into this series to begin with. There's a double-sided poster in here, black and white, and then the color right here. And he's the one that told me that there is a total of 8 of these. These are oversized in the left to right format. Kind of reminds me a lot of the early days of manga in America, like when Eclipse was bringing stuff over. This is by Bujete Tan. Oh, sorry, this is volume 6. Let's go back to volume 2 right here, so not to spoil anything. And Kajo Baldissimo. And Sherwin's the one that told me about the series, sent me the first couple of volumes, and that was so awesome of him. And yeah, man, I've got some amazing viewers. They just want me to try out different things, and they asked me if it's available in America. And at first, it was hard to find these from Ablaze. But now Ablaze has done a box set. I'm surprised they didn't wait till volumes 7 and 8 are out. This is rated mature, by the way. And each one of these retails for, I believe, $16.99, while the box set, let's look at it a little bit closer. That's the poster that you get, Trese. And then the ISBN down here is $90 for all 6 volumes. But that's my haul. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing most of these books, don't forget to check out our sponsors. BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $200 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada. Eh?
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was my haul, well, I guess, for the first half of 2024. Let me know in the comments down below what manga you've picked up, what box sets you've picked up, what other manga you suggest I check out if this is my kind of taste, and what you've been reading. And if you have any questions or requests, please leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button on the way out. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.